paranormal. It surrounds us. It's everywhere. Tonight, you will hear from the people who live and work within these highly active locations, all in the efforts to discover America's most haunted. With your host, ghost hunter and author, Dan Terry.
Good evening, guys and ghouls. I am Dan Terry, your ghost host with the most haunted here on the X, where we put the we in weird. And I've got some good ones tonight. You're going to love this stuff. Hey, I do want to say thank you all for following me over here to Monday. Things are working out much better for us. We'll be doing a lot more ghost stuff later on. So thanks again for coming. And let's tell you a little bit about this guest. In 2018, identical twins, Lynne and Amy, and their friend Holly went to the Trans-Allegehney Lunatic Asylum to check it out. Now, you guys have been around on this show, if you've been following much. I've dealt with a lot of people who's been there. The folks out of Wilmington, North Carolina, has been there a couple times, showed some awesome video. Apparently, that place is Spook Central. And these ladies got there and found out, yeah, it was real. Ghost hunting, ghosts are real. Well, that made them all the more excited, and they formed Secrets in the Shadows Paranormal, a group that has been all over the place. These three have been to the prison in West Virginia, again, Trans-Allegehney Lunatic Asylum. They've been to the Waverly Hills Sanitarium. They've been to many other places, and later this year, they're going to the Conjuring House. And I'm not sure I'd even do that. I'm just not big on demonics. You know me. I believe they exist. I believe they're very rare, but why put my head in the lion's mouth? Well, let's find out why they intend to do it. Let me welcome our guest, Secrets in Shadows Paranormal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here you are. Okay, folks, I got to admit, first off, we've been talking a lot tonight. We got to talking, and it was just like old friends chatting about different places they've been. It's been incredible. But these folks didn't get to hear all those stories. So go ahead, and how did you all decide to form a group this way?
Well, we started just deciding that we needed to investigate and learn more, learn as much as we could about the paranormal. So we have booked, I think, 35 locations at least in the last 4 years. And we originally, when we started, we weren't recording, we weren't going live, we didn't even have the group. But as we started gathering evidence and learning more and having experiences, we decided, let's put this on Facebook, and it just kind of picked up from there. And we've not stopped. We go at least once a month, if not twice, every month for the last 4 years.
Yes, we have been bitten by the paranormal bug.
Tell me this. Can people get hold of you? Because, for instance, I think a movie just come out, and anytime back when I was had a regular team with me, every time a demon movie come out, I'd get a dozen phone calls within 2 weeks telling me there's a demon in their house. Do you have that too, or are you doing homes and such?
We get reached out to a lot, but what we get reached out for is, can you help us get rid of whatever is in our house? We don't do that. We can go and tell you something is there, but we don't get rid of anything like that now.
Yes.
Okay.
We can help stage and try to clear that way, but
but if you want to know your house is haunted, sure, we'd love to come and tell you, but we're not going to get rid of the ghost in your house now.
We got to be careful of that too. I've had several that argued with me when I said there's nothing here.
Right.
Right. And I've been back in 3, 4, 5 times, guys. There's just nothing here. So
right.
But so you do or have been called into homes to investigate. When they ask you to get rid of it, are you dealing with mean spirits, evil spirits? Are you dealing demonics, or just?
Yes, that's what they'll be like. They pushed me down the stairs. They bit me. They did this, all these things. And we don't deal with demons.
No, I'm with you.
No.
No, people do not understand demons are they don't fight fair. This is not Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We can't cut their heads off and they die.
Right.
Demons come after your bank accounts, your health, your grandchildren's health, your whatever. They leave no stone unturned to destroy you. So I'd rather not deal with it either.
No, we don't want to take that stuff home with us. We don't want to be
Right.
open up to it. We will refer them to maybe a medium or somebody like that that's more educated in that area, but we don't mess with
Okay.
that.
We just want to talk to them.
Right.
Yeah, we just want to talk.
Mhm.
Don't talk to demons. They lie.
No, not me.
Well, yeah, just not demons.
Same token, ghosts lie too, right?
Right,
True.
that's true.
Yeah. I've had them lie to me. Did you have a good story where they were lying to you?
Do you remember anything like that?
Not off the top of my head, no. 'Cause
No.
a lot of places, there's so many people like prisons and things that have been there that it'd be hard to verify every story. So
Mhm.
Sure. All right. Well, tell me some of the other places you've been to and what's happened.
What?
I can start with when we were just our most recent one was our second time at the Randolph County Infirmary in Indiana. A funny story about the first time we went. We were very new. We'd probably only done a couple hunts. We had gotten this place. It was a private hunt. There was, I don't know how many of us there, 8 of us, all females. We were up in the attic where there was a lot of activity, asking the judge that was in the attic to please, touch one of us, let us know that he was there. We were getting some great activity. We have a video, but you can't see anything in it. The only thing you hear is Amy got touched, a hand across her face, up there in the attic. And before we turned around, Amy was gone and outside and in the car.
our intent was to spend the night there, and we were packed up in 10 minutes
And drove the 5 hours home.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
That was our first overnight. It was the first time I'd ever been touched, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to deal with that. I was the only one that was touched that night, but it
Mhm.
pulled my hair, and then I had a hand across my face, and
Wow.
it freaked me out. So I was gone.
Sounds like there was something about you that it didn't like or brought back bad memories or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I seem to be the one. Holly and I are the ones who get touched, to get communicated with,
Or illness.
or illness.
Mhm.
Holly gets sick, or I'm the one who will always cry. So I'm always the one that cries whenever somebody touches me or communicates with me. That's always my reaction. I don't know why, but that is my
So are you a sensitive then?
yes.
Okay. Any of the other sensitive?
Holly.
I just
Sensitive? Go ahead.
on
Mhm.
illness, like at the places where they were tuberculosis hospitals and things like that. And as soon as I leave, I'm fine. But sometimes I do feel pretty sick.
Mhm.
I've got a friend that is like that, and I do not envy anybody who has that ability. I think it's a curse, not a gift, but that's rough. I can understand you get afraid when you start being out of breath or smelling smoke or whatever killed them.
Yeah, she gets really violently ill. Yeah.
Nauseous, yeah.
And I can kind of measure by those two how they're reacting to things. I'm not as sensitive. I've definitely had experiences, but not to the same level as them. But so I just kind of monitor them and how they're feeling. And if I see tears on Amy, I know something bad's probably going to happen.
Which
Is
you think we're twins, we would both have that experience, but we don't.
No, sensitivity like that comes and goes with luck, I guess, or bad luck. I'm not sure.
Right.
So let's throw up one of your videos. And then what we'll do is I'll race play one of them, and then you can tell us what we're looking at, and we'll play it again.
Perfect.
Yes. Oh, this is the Bell Mansion.
Which one is that?
That is the
The portal.
light. Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. It's the.
Is it not?
This is the table.
Oh, okay.
Or is it the portal?
It's all just red.
Yeah. So I'll let you talk about that afterwards, I think.
I can't really see it.
There you go. That's you, Holly.
Okay, so that was at the Bell Mansion, and it was in the room. I believe there was a elevator in that room where they
I
used
think
to
it was
bring
the slave quarters, wasn't it?
yeah, and they used to bring bodies up through or something to that effect. And we had a REM pod set up on a dresser, and we were told with our tour prior to our investigation that there was a portal somewhere in that house. And we asked not to be told where it was. And I was in the bedroom. It was 4:00 in the morning, and we were going to go to sleep. And the REM pod kept going off, but the light surrounding it also was shifting and changing. And I could see that not only with the camera, but with my naked eye. And I was kind of in denial of what I was seeing, but we think possibly we found the portal, and we are going back to investigate that further. But the way that the light was just shifting and it looked like things were coming out, it was pretty intense.
It was kind of hard to see from that video.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's pulsating in that video. I don't know that was, we could see real well there. Is it playing?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
You can
Yeah, you can kind of see that
right-hand
it's
side.
pulsating the light in it.
It was all shifting around.
And then the activity in the room with the REM pod, like I said, you had to turn that off. It was
Right.
definitely trying to tell us something was there.
Yes.
It's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, being dust or spirit energy, either way, the orbs are right there when it all starts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think her original clip was, or live there was half hour.
Yeah.
It stayed
Yeah.
for a while.
Mhm.
It happened for quite some time because I was also just terrified to get off the bed to go shut the REM pod off, and it was beeping. There's no way I was going to sleep, but
We don't at most. Uh-huh.
but it was also very scary, the thought of walking across the room by myself, because I was in that room by myself
Mhm.
when that was happening.
No, I think he's on mute. Dan, I'm sorry, you must be on mute.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Okay. Okay, Race, can we throw up another one?
Me, Holly, and Lynne will be sleeping here tonight.
What should we be looking at there? Because I have totally missed it.
Well, it continues on. So did it not play that whole video?
No, that's one of the ones I didn't mess with.
Okay. So yeah, that should have been another piece of information, or so you wouldn't have
Okay.
seen anything in that. No.
Okay, all right. Well, good. It's not me.
It wasn't the clip where you could see that, so I could see why you didn't see anything in there.
So what happened there for you?
That was the one where we just kind of walked around the corner, and you said you saw someone pass the hallway.
Right.
But right when I turn that corner, there's a door, and you can see eyes look and then peek back behind the door.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the clip that is on that.
Okay, well, we didn't get the whole clip, so no big deal. It happens. And you said what was this house?
This was the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And is that one you said had a lot of activity to it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one that had Lynne on
Yeah.
the board table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you all had anything follow you home yet?
No, thank God. But we sage there
Mhm.
after. We are terrified of that. So we tell everything it has to stay at the location.
Reversing candles.
Reversing candles. We don't want any of that to come home with us.
Okay.
Yes.
That something will come home, but luckily so far that has not happened.
Right.
There's a lady we worked with, used to work with in Missouri, who is Catholic. And I swear we bought her a super soaker for the holy water because she flooded everything.
It's right here.
All right. So you was telling me earlier about something that scared you so bad. What was that? That you wanted to run out. You waited till morning and then ran out.
Oh, that was at the Center Indiana Church, and that was the eyes in that video. I don't know if you have the video, but that is the one that scared us enough that we wanted to run out.
Okay.
And we did.
Yeah.
The next morning.
Once the daylight.
Okay.
We sat in the back of that church in the pew until daylight.
Something else happened there, right?
That was where we saw the apparition that you just showed. Yes.
All right. Let's show the apparition in the cemetery, Race, if you could. Okay, tell us what we're looking at.
Good. That would be it. To us, it looks like a lady in a period outfit, old. And we were it was 2:00 in the morning. We were just out walking around. We weren't scared.
This was on a Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
For the
wow.
Yeah. So the wind stopped. It was cold, windy. The cricket stopped. The wind stopped, and we looked up and saw this apparition.
And it did not feel friendly.
Mm-mm.
Was it photographed, or was this a still from a video?
That was a still from our live.
Okay, and how long was she standing there?
Well, we were out there for half hour or so. We didn't see her. Everything was fine until the wind stopped, the cricket stopped, and it got silent.
And then we both saw the apparition at about the same time.
Yeah, we just looked up and we were like, "What is that?" And it felt threatening to us, more like maybe we were being disrespectful, being out at the graveyard, and we just weren't maybe welcome there.
Okay.
So we left. We went tucking into the church, and that is where you'll see. I don't know if you have that video of the apparition or whatever it was watching us in the window. It was directly after that.
Okay, the one we just saw that we didn't get it, or the another one?
It would have been. I think we sent it to you. It's a Center Indiana Church being watched is how I labeled it.
Okay. Well, that's pretty wild. Tell me something. You all went to the West Virginia Lunatic Asylum, Trans-Allegehney.
Yes.
And you said that's what tipped you over into doing this. What happened there that convinced you this needs to be looked into?
That was the first time we really went to a haunted location. We just took a regular daytime tour, but they gave us the horror stories of the lunatic asylum. We were down in solitary. We saw where people were chained up, the surgeries that were done, the people that were killed, the murders that took place there. And we just fell in love with the darkness of that building, the dark stories. We just loved it, and we just couldn't get enough of it. So we were like, this is it. This is what we want to do now that our kids are grown and we have time and the expense to do it. So we were hooked.
That was funny. Yeah, we heard about people being tortured to death, murdered, and we love that stuff.
we love that stuff. So of course we would hear their stories, and I guess we're all a little dark.
Yeah. What's the history of all these places that we go to is just unbelievable. And then of course the energies that remain in these places are unbelievable. So it's just, we enjoy, like sometimes we ask about a place before we go to get the history, and sometimes we don't want to know anything about it to see what we find, but we always go back and research, and the buildings are just fantastic. They really are.
They're just beautiful. We love those. Any kind of prison, asylum, sanatorium. We're happy there. We're just happy there.
Infirmaries.
It makes us happy.
Now, have you checked out the Crescent Hotel down in Arkansas?
No.
Are you familiar with it? Oh, yeah. That's right up your alley. You're going to love
We'll
that.
have to look at that. Yes.
It was I think tuberculosis. No, it was a cancer hospital. But the guy who ran it was a con man who would convince people they were getting better, have them write letters to their families, hold the letters till these folks died, then send them one at a time so the folks would keep sending money.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, he was a real piece of work, and his ghost is there. Many of the people. There was an old man, I'm sure he's passed on now, and he was telling stories about it and the things he saw. He was the one who created the ghost tour there, and in fact, he was on Ghost Hunters once. That, if you remembered, it was one where he was doing a chakra reading or something of one of the ghost hunters, and on the special camera, you could see the weird lights of his aura going up this guy's arm and into him.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, it was a really good episode. But I've been there a couple times, and I think y'all need to get there. It's
I'm going to add that to my list right now.
got to tell you though, be careful of the beer. I bought a Budweiser in the bar up there, and it was 3 years old. So be careful.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No pressure.
All right, what else have we got to talk about? You all have been through so many places. You sent me a list like this long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have. I'm trying to think. I'd say the Monroe house. I think you have some clips of the EVPs there. It's the one we get the most of.
And our favorite, I think,
Yeah.
we would definitely bring some attention to the Monroe house in
Yes.
Hartford City,
Yeah.
Indiana.
Okay.
Definitely.
What is the history of the Hartford house? I'm sorry, it's in Hartford. It's called the what? Monroe?
The Monroe house.
Monroe House.
And
Okay.
that is the one where I can't remember his name, and it's terrible. He is a famous investigator, paranormal
Lockdown. Is
lockdown.
Mhm.
Whoever does that, I can't remember his name. It's terrible. He found when he was investigating, of course, the body in the basement.
A real body, a
real
actual
body, a
human
female.
body. Yes, I remember when that hit the news. That was
Yes.
what did you say? About 4, 5, 6 years ago, maybe.
At
Yes.
least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and since then they found bodies or not bodies, but bones in every corner of the house. So of course, they thought some was some occult activity.
Oh,
But if you
Can
go
we-
to
do
that
they-
house, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Okay. When you go to the house, they do have it dug out in the basement where the body was located. So that is
Okay.
still there. We tried to get Lynn to go in that hole. She would not.
I'm not going in that hole.
Didn't you all learn from laying on that autopsy table?
Well, Lynn,
This was
Lynn
before.
does it. Yeah, Lynn does it. She'll get into the house. She'll do it.
I've worked with people who'll do that. I won't, but I've worked with a lot. So you're in good
It
company.
won't be me, but we'll volunteer for you. Yes.
Like I said, I seen someone get put into the old freezer of a autopsy room and shut the door and stay in there for an hour, and it's like, no. For one thing, the mold would kill me. Second, no, just no.
Yeah. Yeah. Lynn
But
has
you
done
would do that. Lynn would do
She's
that.
done
Okay.
it. Yes, she's done it.
Sometimes you have to take one for the team. But it always seems to be me. But that's okay. But, you know, the Monroe house was active from the moment that we got there all night. That REM pod went off. We heard footsteps, voices, humming, EVPs. We heard something running down the hallway at us. We were all sitting in a bedroom doing an investigation, and it was so loud, the footsteps and the running towards us, that half of us got up and moved to the other side of the room because it was coming so strongly down the hallway, and there was nothing there.
We had
nothing there.
One of our friends, a new person with us, and she just instantly started crying. It scared her so bad. So it was a lot. She was instantly terrified.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah. I guess the non-believers don't expect anything. And when something does happen, they're not ready for it. It's a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Agree. And that's a place where I would take a non-believer in a heartbeat and say, let's try to stay here. And then you tell me in the morning if you feel that same way in that house. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of equipment do you all use?
We have so much equipment. We try, of course, the standard REM pods, K2s. We have some tripwire. We have old school. I don't know if you use the ghost balls, but those are everywhere. Ovuluses, cat balls, ovuluses. We have
Grids,
laser grids. I'm trying to think what else. I just got a radiant light monitor. You just got an infrared.
Yes.
Night
vision.
Yeah. I think the typical team ghost hunting equipment.
Lots of cameras and recording devices.
Dowsing rods.
Yeah, dowsing rods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have all of that.
We very rarely try to use anything like a board or anything.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, we don't do spirit boards now.
Use what now?
Spirit boards, we don't mess
What was the
with
last thing
spirit
you said?
boards. You mean the spirit boards? The Ouija
So you
boards?
don't mess
Yeah, we
with
don't.
Ouija or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
Scared.
Well, if you
Yeah.
get down to
Yeah,
St.
we
Louis,
Yeah, we don't do any of
if
that.
y'all get down to St. Louis, there's a guy there with a museum of Ouija boards, and
well, see, I would love to
is
see it.
the Midwest expert. Yeah, Dr. Mark Farley with St. Louis Paranormal Research Society. And when he started collecting it, he started getting boards from England, Italy,
Wow.
all over the world. People are shipping these things and not even telling him. Some call and say they want to send it to him. Others are just dropping it off in his in his doorway and leaving. So,
Well, yeah.
I love them. I love the one behind you. We just don't use them. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not trying to open anything that we can't close, you know.
I don't use that one anymore. It was a great throw, but every time I put it on, the chicken I was eating come back to life. So I just had to give it up, hang it up.
I believe it. I believe it.
All right, Race, let's throw another video up and they can tell us about it.
What?
I feel better in here.
I don't feel better in here at all. That was a bad idea.
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
What?
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea. In hindsight, we shouldn't do that. That wasn't appreciated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Paranormal people, don't do that. We'll go back and see if we have that on the camera. Don't do that. I don't even know. I don't even know, man.
What was that? It looks like a person out there in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody out here.
I will respectfully disagree. I have no problem with being in a graveyard at night as long as you're being respectful to the graves. I don't think the ghosts really care about it for nighttime.
Right.
But what was you thinking at that time?
We couldn't see that video play, but were you able to see the face in the window?
No, I wasn't. Can you tell me where it was? We'll play it again.
It's in the middle window as I'm panning in the bottom right, and you have to kind of watch as I'm panning back and forth, and you will see the face or the eyes in the bottom right of the middle window.
It kind of did.
Okay, bottom right.
In the middle
right
window.
of the middle window. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
What?
I feel better in here.
I don't feel better in here at all. That was a bad idea.
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
What?
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea. In hindsight, we shouldn't do that. That wasn't appreciated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Paranormal people, don't do that. We'll go back and see if we have that on the camera. Don't do that. I don't even know. I don't even know, man.
What was that? It looks like a person out there in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody out here.
Dan, I have to step in here.
Go for
I've
it.
literally got chicken skin right now.
Right?
And I saw it move away while you were paying. There was something there.
It comes right
Yeah.
back. And say we've had 37,000 views of that video, and we didn't see it till the next day, thank God.
I mean, I don't have a hairy back. It's like the little blonde.
We had just seen the apparition at the graveyard and went back to the church and was questioning our life choices and
and we didn't see that footage until the next day when I reviewed it. So
very good.
But yeah, that was creepy.
Now, I did not see eyes, but I did see what looked like a round head.
Yeah, like the face.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
And like I said, we were in the country. There was nothing around us. Nothing. No one.
Okay. All right, Race, let's play that one more time, and you can close your eyes if you need to.
What?
I feel better in here.
I don't feel
Right
better in here
there.
at all.
And it's moving back and forth. Like it's trying to hide.
That was a bad idea.
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
What?
A graveyard in the middle of the night was a bad idea.
Really, that was a bad idea in hindsight.
Now
We
it's
shouldn't
gone.
do that. That wasn't appreciated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Paranormal people, don't do that. We'll go back and see if we have it on the camera. Don't do that. I don't
There it
even
is.
know. I don't even know, man.
What was that? It looked like a person out there in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody out here.
That is extraordinary.
It is. And of course, by my panning, I wasn't trying to record anything. It was just happened to be caught. So yeah.
Best kind of evidence. And
Yeah,
it looked like it was a peeping Tom. He was trying to look, but not get seen looking. And he'd look around the corner and then dodge back.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
The other thing is that church is
Go
up.
ahead.
That was 2 stories up to the stairs of the church. So it wouldn't have been a person. The windows were up so high.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about this. Is it a church or is it a chapel in the cemetery?
It's the Center Indiana Church, so it wasn't in use anymore.
Okay.
It was built in the 1800s, but it was a church, but
The pews were all there.
the pews and everything were still there. But that, you went up probably 10 steps to enter into the church, so it was high.
And then the cemetery, the graveyard
Mhm.
was right behind
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
As you came up the steps to the front door, what happened then? You went in. Did you have to climb up more steps? What's at the
Yes.
bottom?
There's a basement.
And that's where the restroom.
The basement and
Yes.
everything is down there. So a normal person wouldn't be able to look in that window.
Okay. I've had that happen with spirits in there. The window's 30 feet from the ground and there's a child looking at me. That's
Right,
that's
exactly.
different.
Same situation, yes. That couldn't have been anybody just watching it from the ground.
Wow, that's awesome. And what did you start questioning your life choices after that?
Yeah,
seeing that?
Holly and I sat in that back of the church and we were shaking and we were like, what are we going to do? It's just us. There's nobody around. We live 4 hours away. Nobody's coming for us. And we just sat there till daylight and then we booked it.
Where
We were
was
gonna
you?
sleep
Would you sleep in the car or what?
We drove 4
Did you
hours
go ahead
home.
and sleep?
We really didn't blink.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't blink. We were getting out.
But have you been back?
No, but we plan on it, but with more than just 2 of us.
Okay. And Lynn, are you excited about going and seeing what's in that place?
I am. I was so sad to have to miss it and then get the best piece of evidence. But again, I always say that I'm the blocker because they're most sensitive. Sometimes I don't get it. So yes, I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I used to think the same thing. I was a ground. Energy didn't go anywhere once I was there. So,
Right.
Okay. What else we got? Race, do we have another one?
That thing has a lot to say.
Is that the one closest to you?
Yeah, it's one closest to you.
Can you back away from the green light? Can you back away to make, so it'll change a different color? Just back away from it. Turn it off?
That turned off. I thought you shut that off, Stan.
Are you okay?
Len,
What is it?
are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. And ask if you're okay.
Are you okay? We're okay.
Good.
Yeah, batteries are low.
What kind of batteries do you take?
Like 4AA. The city had a celebration and had the fireworks fire in the sky. Did you
Who is
enjoy the
she?
show?
Who is she?
Is she on the table? That's Lynn.
I'm Bob.
Disrespectful. Okay, Len, you better get down.
Oh.
Sorry.
Watching.
Okay. We're sorry. Oh, look, it's red.
Yes, we did.
That is going to be the most incredible use of the spirit box I've ever seen, because it
Agreed.
asking you questions, getting answers, and continuing on.
Absolutely.
So what happened? Where was you at? What was going on there?
We were at the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we were up in the morgue doing, it used to be a funeral home. We were up in the morgue doing a session. We had a lot of folks in there. So they had told us in the tour that they had the one autopsy table that would hold us. And if anybody wanted to lay on it, that would be okay. So I laid on the autopsy table. I was lying there, I would say close to half an hour. You know, everyone, we were getting lights all around us, all kinds of activity. And then, you know, clearly they'd had enough of me on the autopsy table when they asked who it was, and we were being disrespectful. So, of course, we never want to be disrespectful. So we hopped right down and then still apologized for sure. And then got the I'm watching, still watching us. So, you know, it felt weird on the table. I felt like there was something close around me. The hair was standing up.
They did ask if you were okay.
And they did ask if I was okay. So maybe they were picking up on my nervousness, because I could feel the energy in the room around me change. And then the note that we were being disrespectful. So thought it best to get down before I was made to get down.
Well, okay, we were having some problems, wasn't getting a lot of what you were saying, but what I saw was you were on top the autopsy table. It asked, did it ask who you are? Who is she?
Yes.
Then, yeah. And then it asked if you were okay.
Mm-hmm. Did we freeze?
I think.
Dan, I think it's your video is the one that's freezing up. The girls are coming through just fine. And I'm seeing them just fine. You're frozen.
Now they're moving a little bit. I don't know if they can hear us though.
You're the one that's frozen. It's not them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Now on my screen, I'm moving quite well right at the moment. Okay.
We can hear you fine now.
Let's go back.
Yeah. With everything they said came through.
To go
Dan.
back. Okay, I was missing them, so it's something on my end. All right. So if they heard it, there's no need for me to redo it. But the spirit actually did ask if you was okay, and if you are, basically said get off the table.
Absolutely, yes.
So it was seeing this as being disrespectful to the ones who's been on that table in the past. Would you say?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. What else happened there?
The Bell Mansion. I know in the basement of the Bell Mansion there is still some morgue drawers, some coffins, some
babies,
some baby coffins, some that had, of course, babies in them at one time, which was really, really sad. But we had a lot of activity down there. I did have a voice in my ear, or a breath in my ear that moved my hair. When I was looking at one of the little coffins that had some toys in it. you just kind of felt like the presence of always being watched in there. I would say in the video, we saw the eyes, something watching us.
Okay.
It was a very cool place. What happened in the morgue was the main piece of evidence. We had activity though the entire night, and of course the portal, if that is truly what that was a lot of activity in there. Yes, we are going back there this year.
We go back in March, so we're excited about that.
Okay, so is that the same building that had the eyes in the window that we didn't get to see? And
oh yes,
something
yes,
else.
Yes.
And
I say we're in Indiana.
What else happened there? Was there 2 or 3 things that happened to you?
I think that's it. Yeah,
I think that's
Is
all
that
it has been.
Okay. So what is there a lesson you've brought back from your 3, 4 years, 5 years of doing this that you want to share with other ghost hunting groups just getting started?
I think, at least for me, I think that we've learned just to always be respectful, try to understand that the spirits are telling their most horrible experience, the worst thing that could ever happen to them. So we try to be very empathetic and caring. And usually when we ask questions or we ask for experiences, we usually get it that way. That's just my opinion. Girls, any different?
And just to be open and accepting of the spirits and the various ways they try to communicate with you.
Absolutely. I think that is the main thing too. Just be respectful, because we're just a little piece of their lives, and we want them to communicate with us, and we really enjoy it. But just starting out, just take it slow. Maybe take a smaller haunt. Like you don't want to go to the Monroe house your first time. Probably. You might get a little more than you're asking for. Maybe research your destinations to see what might be a good starter, so you don't go off the deep end with a little more than you're looking for to start out.
Okay. Would you agree the spirit's personality is the same in death as was in life?
I think so.
I think so.
I think that if you're nasty and mean in your life, you're going to be nasty and mean as a spirit.
Yes.
Have you dealt with any?
That's the energy you bring.
Have we dealt with any angry? Well,
yeah.
I once we feel that negative vibe, we kind of try to step away from it. I think maybe we did get the growls in the bottom of the Randolph County infirmary. Those didn't feel friendly. That was at 4:00 in the morning in the basement in the pitch dark. Those did not feel friendly at all. So when you hear a growl next to you, it makes you a little bit nervous of what exactly that is. So we've seen things like that, but I'm trying to think. Nobody's ever gotten scratched or shoved.
So shoving.
Well, I got pushed, but it wasn't hard, and I was being disrespectful, so that I had that coming.
Okay.
I did, and I apologize. I learned my lesson from that. So if we feel like the growls were aggressive or the apparition in the graveyard, we're usually done at that point. Like we're not going to push our luck. At this point in our experience, we don't push our luck.
Or at least there's another part of the
building.
The building, another room. Or go to the break room and regroup a little bit.
Now, when I've done this, I always stay there as long as I can because I want the interaction. I want the evidence,
Yeah, we do, but we're kind of scared of, I guess maybe just being, and we're scared. We go here and we're legit scared when we're in the dark, and we want to act brave, and we go back, but we're scared. So if it gets to that point where Amy starts crying, it's time to take a break.
Oh, well, yes, of course. Race.
Have the mantra, keep filming, right?
Yeah, keep filming, Amy.
Of course. Race, can you play the EVPs? Was you able to download those?
Yeah, those are great.
There's nobody that way. I think it's rain. Okay. Oh, it's a storm. Yeah, it's a storm. Even better. It's storming.
I'm hearing breath. I'm hearing sighs, deep, long ones. Was there any words? Did I miss some words there? Because some of it I couldn't hear.
I think I've got the right clip because we can't see it, but I think Holly asked, "Do you like that noise?" And the REM pod stops, and you can hear no. And then a few seconds later, you can hear a growl, but you can't hear breath through that as well.
Yeah, there at the end, it sounded like he took a deep sigh, like he was.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Race, would you play that again, please?
Do you like that noise? Is that me? Who's that way? I hear people. There's nobody that way. I think it's rain. Okay. Oh, it's a storm. Yeah, it's a storm. Even better. It's storming.
I don't use the word often, but that's creepy.
Yes, it's very creepy. Yes, it's creepy. Mm-hmm.
He was stopping the REM pod from going off to say something.
Yes.
And that happened again towards the end. And I couldn't make out what he was saying, but he stopped the REM pod and there was words. And then the frustrated sigh was.
Yeah, we did not hear that at the time. We heard that only on the playback.
Yeah, of course, at the EVP of the digital report.
We didn't know that was happening at the time. We just heard the REM pod stop.
Oh. And what was going on?
I don't even remember at that point.
I think we were still really kind of getting set up.
We were.
And just kind of walking through the house, and we went to set some stuff up just to start, goofing around really until it got a little darker and we got our things in place and caught that.
We also were very lucky that first night at the Monroe house to kind of have the trifecta of a really bad thunderstorm. I think it was Friday the 13th.
It was.
And it was our first time in the Monroe house.
Yeah.
And it was all females. And let's say it started as soon as we started setting up, things were going off from the very beginning. We actually left and went somewhere else to have dinner because there was so much going on in that house that we needed again to regroup before we went back in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We weren't expecting all that.
No.
All right. I think you said 2 more EVPs. Race, would you play those? One of them.
That you heard, so you can talk about that. So you heard it and we got it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I sent that video to you here. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's talking.
Mm-hmm. That was
So you were at the time? Where was this at?
It was at the Monroe house, of course, but I was in a room by myself, and I had heard that, and it actually blew my hair, and I could only hear it from the left side. And when I walked out of the room, I was upset because to me at the time, it sounded kind of like a moan. Nobody else heard it, but what you got recorded there was recorded in the kitchen, which was several rooms away from where I heard it. But it was that.
Okay.
That's what we
None of us made that noise.
Yeah.
None of us are.
No. Oh, do you,
we were like,
do you have any idea what it is? Is she singing? Is she trying to get your?
It sounds like she's singing. When I heard it, I felt like it was almost a moan. But it sounds like she's not mad. It sounds like she's singing.
Mm-hmm. Poor Dan.
All right, and I got one more EVP, right?
One more
Grace,
from
play
the-
that for me.
Yeah, one more.
Is there a child?
That was very plain.
Very
Yes.
plain.
That I would call that Class A. You asked a question and got a yes
Yes.
immediately. That's incredible.
Mhm.
And this is all at this Moore house.
This is
Monroe.
all the same night. Yes.
Yes, at the
The
Monroe
Monroe
house.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I don't blame you for wanting to go back. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Nice
It's
to
also now that, we've been there. We're not so scared.
Right.
Race, I don't remember. Was there any more?
I think that was all.
I think that's it. I think there might be one video, but
Oh, the growls in
mhm.
the basement of the.
Yeah.
But I don't
Randolph
know.
County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's our best. Everything that's our
Okay.
best.
Sorry, ladies.
You're good.
Yes, Dan, it seems to be having intermittent connection today, and it's never
Was
happened.
there another one?
No, we don't have any more, Dan. That's it.
Yeah, that's all. That's the best we have. Yeah.
Race, do you have
May
the
not have got it,
to-
or-
from the Randolph County to
I
ground?
went back and I checked my emails from Dan, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's no
everyone that we had loaded up here today is all the ones I were able to confirm from the emails that he had sent me.
Okay.
And of
No
course,
problem.
all of them are on our Facebook page, or Secrets and Shadows.
Yeah.
Paranormal Facebook
So
page.
it's under Secrets and Shadows Paranormal.
It
Secrets
is.
and Shadows Paranormal or Secrets and the Shadows Paranormal on TikTok. They're broken down there too.
Okay. Let's get Dan back in here.
Having some problems with my internet service out here in the mountains, I suppose.
I
Yeah.
understand. We're
right.
down well.
Was there any other videos? Or
No, there
are we
was
done?
that's it, Dan.
Okay. Well, that's all right because we're just about out of time. That's again the Secrets in the Shadows. Where'd you come up with that name? That's pretty cool.
That would be a
It kinda-
holiday.
Yeah, and it kind of evolved.
Yeah.
We had a couple other names thrown around and went by a couple other names early on, and it kind of was a brainstorming session and all pulled together, and we were actually Secrets in the Shadows, and we decided to take the out so we can be sins,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so we're Secrets in Shadows.
Yeah.
Paranormal, and we think this one will stick.
Yeah,
so.
we like it. So we're gonna stick with that.
Well, the evidence I've seen, you guys are doing an incredible job. That's Lynne, Amy, and Holly of Secrets in the Shadows. Secrets in Shadows. For
Yeah.
sale. Where's a place where can folks see more of your videos and hear more of your stories?
Definitely our Facebook page. We're also very active on TikTok under Secrets and Shadows. You'll find us on both of those.
Instagram.
I took her.
Oh, okay.
Instagram.
We go live from our locations.
Yeah.
We like to post and go through our evidence as we
Wow.
post it.
This I don't know what's going on outside.
You had a storm?
I don't know what we got going on because I got my room blacked out where I'm at. So otherwise the sun beats right in. And
Mhm.
but we're going to say good evening. It's again Lynne, Amy, the sisters, right? And
That's right.
Holly with Secrets in Shadows.
That's right.
And you said they can find you on Facebook under Secrets in Shadows, right?
And TikTok.
Okay, TikTok, and was you saying Instagram?
Now our Instagram isn't updated, but right now we're Facebook and TikTok.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies, thank you for coming on. You have brought some incredible evidence, and you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you all stay spooked now. All right. I was missing some of it because apparently I've got a bad connection this week, but we'll get that fixed soon enough. So, folks, I do need to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff going on. Of course, I've got in March 18th, I'll be speaking at the Haunted Blennerhassett Hotel in Parkersburg, Virginia. So all you folks who are West Virginia people or Ohio or, well, there's like 3 states. I think Tennessee is pretty close too. Come on down, check it out. There's a lot of good speak there. It's going to be really entertaining. Plus, they got the ghost of a serial killer upstairs. If that ain't cool. Also in April or May, and I haven't got the confirmation yet, but there will be a ghost conference in Charleston, West Virginia. It's put on by the lady who runs the Charleston Ghost Tours, and she's been my guest before. Amazing place, interesting person. So, and she is the one who set up the ghost convention of haunted attraction owners last year that I went to, and the place was incredible. West Virginia, as you can hear from these ladies and all the other West Virginia people I've interviewed, that place is insane. Just no other word for it. And of course, big news is I will be speaking in Kansas City. Actually, I think it's Blue Springs, but that's in the Kansas City metro area in October. And that is the Next Networks conference. So if you get the chance, check out the Unix Network and look at it. There's a bit of a flyer there, nothing big. We don't have all the guests speakers down yet, but I do know that on Friday the 13th, we'll be discussing ghosts. On Saturday the 14th, they're bringing in UFO experts like Race and several others. And I don't know if you guys have been watching Race's show, but God, I love the UFO alien stuff. I actually got into Go because they're easier to find, but he is on top of some of the stuff, and it's awesome. So, Haunted Blennerhassett on March 18th. There'll be one sometime in April or May in Charleston, West Virginia, and then the one on the 13th to the 15th on Sundays. On the Sunday of that conference, on the 15th, it'll be all about cryptids. So, guys, this has everything you could want. It's got UFOs, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, ghosts, and I'll be there to show you some evidence that'll knock your socks off. So, come on, check all this out. Keep with me. I'm on Mondays now. Keep watching. I will be doing a live show in a few weeks, so get in there and talk about it. And other than that, I just want you folks to stay warm and stay spooked. Good night.